I went to wash my hair this morning. My stuff was
Yeah,
gone.
sorry. It's in my shower.
And then I went to do my skincare.
Yeah,
my stuff was gone.
that's in my scene. I'm sorry.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Huddle. My name is Cinnamon. I am the D1 mom. My husband and I have raised 3 Division I full ride athletes. And now my intention in this space is to encourage you to lead your home an athlete like a champion. Good morning, Robin. Good morning. How is everything out there on the West Coast in LA? Good morning. Good morning, Hayden. Good morning, Susie. Good morning. Listen, your kids have coaches and trainers, and now so do you. So let's get in it today, guys. I would like today, first of all, happy Monday, happy Miracle Monday. This is your opportunity to start again, to keep going, to rest if you need to rest. But here we are on Monday. Coco Gauff, 1 point away. What sports parents must understand about losing. That's today's message. What sports parents must understand about losing. Put a tennis ball in the chat if you watched Coco Gauff. If you know what I'm talking about, you heard about this drop shot heard around the world. Give me a tennis ball in the chat. Coco Gauff was 1 point away. What sports parents must understand about losing. I'm waiting on some tennis balls. And of course, hearts always. Yes, good morning, Chandra Lake. At one point, coach said, I don't have feedback. You were rocking or rock. Okay, rock that money this way. I love it. Good morning, Yara. Okay, we got a tennis ball from Robin. Here we go. Coco Gauff did not simply lose a tennis match. She was 1 point away from reaching her very first Wimbledon final. She held match point in the 3rd set tiebreak, made a decision she later acknowledged was not the best choice, and ultimately lost. Sometimes, the hardest losses are not the games in which our children were never close. The hardest losses are the ones they could almost touch. The hardest losses are not the games when our kids were never close. So like the blowouts, the mollywops, not the hardest. The hardest losses are the ones that they could have, should have won. Seven lessons that sports parents can learn about losing from Coco Gauff. Number 1, being close does not mean it was yours. Being close does not mean it was yours. Coco was 1 point away, 1 shot away, 1 decision away. Sports parents, you must help your kids understand that being close does not guarantee the outcome. Being close does not guarantee the outcome. You can do almost everything right and still lose. You can do almost everything right and still lose. That's not unfairness. That's competition. That's not unfairness, it's competition. That's lesson number 1. Our children will experience the offer that almost came, the team they almost made, the championship they almost won, the starting position they almost earned, the coach who almost recruited them. The lesson is, that should have been mine, I was robbed. That's not the lesson. The lesson is, I have proved I am capable of getting there. I have proved I am capable of getting there. Coco did not leave Wimbledon with the championship trophy, but she left knowing she was good enough to contend for it. That was her deepest Wimbledon run and her first semifinal there. The lesson is, I proved I am capable of getting there. That's lesson number 1. If y'all are still with me, it looks like Susie and Robin are here and Hayden. Parent question for that. Can you help your athlete recognize progress even when the final result hurts? Can you help your athlete recognize progress even when the final result is not what they wanted? Let me get a 1 in the chat if you've got the first lesson and you're ready to move on to lesson number 2. What sports parents must understand about losing. Number 1, being close does not mean it was yours. Who's with me? Blue skies, good morning. Hayden, 1. Amina, thank you for the repost. Susie Q, 1. Robin, 1. Perfect. Number 2. Hey, Megan, good morning. Number 2. Your child will make the wrong decision at the worst possible time. Your child may make the wrong decision at the worst possible time. On match point, Coco attempted a drop shot that went into the net. She later said the bounce surprised her and she panicked a little. She also acknowledged that a higher margin shot might have been the better decision under pressure. Now keep in mind, had that drop shot actually gone in and scored, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Good morning, Doc. This is where sports parents often make the pain worse. Immediately, you ask the wrong questions. Why did you take that shot? Why didn't you pass the ball? Why didn't you call a timeout? What were you thinking? You had it in the bag. They already know. Your kid already knows. They have replayed the moment a dozen times before you even see them after the competition. Your athlete does not need another commentator in the car. They need a parent who understands that decision-making under pressure is a skill, and skills are developed through experience. Your athlete does not need another commentator in the car. They need a parent who understands that decision-making under pressure is a skill, and skills are developed through experience. Sometimes our children must live through the decision we wish they had made differently. A mistake is never wasted if we and our kids are allowed to examine it, learn from it, and return stronger. That's lesson number 2. Lesson number 2. Put a 2 in the chat if you're still here. Still here. And understand, the mistake is not wasted if we and our kids are allowed to examine it, learn from it, and return stronger. Good morning, Caleb the Contender. Good to see you. It's been a while. Susie says 2, 2, 2, 2. Megan 2, Robin 2. Jay, good morning, Jay 2, Hayden 2, Doc Brown 2, Blue Skies 2. Wonderful. This is the Morning Huddle Daily Coaching for Sports Parents. We are going over 7 things sports parents need to understand about losing and teach to their kids. Good morning, Sakina. Caleb says good morning. Glad to be here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Number 3, this is a biggie right here. This is a big one. Number 3, good morning, Tiffany. Do not reduce an entire performance to one moment. Do not reduce an entire performance to one moment. The missed drop shot will be replayed because it happened on match point. Coco made the point that the same shot would barely be discussed had it occurred in the tiebreak. Unfortunately, sports parents do this constantly. Our athlete may have an excellent overall game or showing or performance, but we tend to focus on the missed free throw, the missed serve, the dropped ball, the strikeout, the defensive lapse, the mistake, the final possession. One moment may affect the outcome, but that one moment does not tell the entire story. Coco fought back after losing the first set 6-2. She won the second set 6-1 and took the semifinal all the way to a 12-10 deciding tiebreak. That is not the story of collapse. That is the story of a fight that ended in disappointment. Do not allow the last play to erase all the great plays that came before it. Do not allow the last play to erase all the great plays that came before it. That's number 3. That's the number 3 lesson that sports parents need to understand about losing. Do not reduce an entire performance to one moment. Number 3. Give me a 3 if you got it and you're still here. Number 3. And of course, I want you to write these down. I want you to think about opportunities that you have, that you may have had and maybe didn't handle correctly, so that you'll be ready when these situations come back up, because they will. Your kid is not always going to win. That's not how athletics works. There will be a winner and there will be a loser. The better you can teach your kid, the better you can manage losing, the better your kid can manage losing, and they can get the lessons that they were supposed to get instead of focusing on the loss, right? All right. 3, I said, right? Yes, Caleb 3, Robin 3, Blue Skies, Megan, Susie, Mama Boo, T Mama Boo. Good morning, Hayden 3. Perfect. Perfect. Number 4. This is the 4th lesson that sports parents need to understand about losing. No regrets doesn't mean nothing to improve. No regrets doesn't mean nothing to improve. Coco did something very mature after the match. She did not pretend the decision was perfect, but she also did not destroy herself over it. She didn't pretend that the decision was perfect, but she also did not destroy herself over it. No regrets does not mean nothing to improve. Coco essentially said, I made the choice. It may have not been the right choice in that moment. I can learn from it, but I will not live in regret. That's powerful. That's powerful. This is the balance. As sports moms and sports dads, we should be striving for our athletes to develop. Accountability without self-hatred. Reflection without rumination. Disappointment without devastation. Confidence without denial. Some parents believe that accountability requires harshness. It does not. It does not. Let me go over those again. The balance we want our athletes to develop: accountability without self-hatred, reflection without rumination, disappointment without devastation, confidence without denial. Some parents believe accountability requires harshness. It does not. You can tell your athlete, you can encourage your athlete, let's look honestly at what happened without making what happened your identity. Let's look honestly at what happened without making what happened your identity. That's mindset work. That's mindset work. That's number 4. That's the number 4 thing I have here. What sports parents need to learn about losing, need to learn and teach to their athletes about losing. So good morning. Welcome to the Morning Huddle. My name is Cinnamon. I am the D1 mom. My husband and I have raised 3 Division I full ride athletes. This is daily coaching for sports parents. Your kids have coaches and trainers, and now so do you. This morning, I am sharing with you 7 lessons that sports parents need to learn about losing. And you need to learn it because you are responsible for teaching it to your athlete. That's why you need to learn it. You need to learn it because a lot of y'all don't know it. Don't know it. And I know you don't know it because I see you in the stands. I see you yoking up your kids after games. I see your kids crying and you not consoling them because you're too busy blaming them, asking them questions that don't need to be asked. You're busy making them replay their mistakes instead of focusing on the positives, helping them to understand that they have proven that they are capable, that they can do it at this level. We need to go back to the lab. That's what we're talking about today. So number 4, no regrets does not mean nothing to improve. That's number 4. Go ahead and put a 4 in the chat if you're ready to move on. If you've got that lesson, you're ready to move on. I need a 4. Perfect. Megan says 4. Susie Q 4. Doc 4. Megan 4. Hayden 4. Again 4. Wonderful. All right. Number 5. This is one of the largest. This is one of the biggest lessons here. I need you to get this one. Number 5. What sports parents need to understand, learn, and teach about losing. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Your response, sports mom and sports dad. Thank you, Missy. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. It's bad enough that your kid lost when they were so close. It's bad enough that they lost. But then when you act up, that response becomes part of their memory. After the match, Coco's mother publicly shared a smiling photograph of her daughter with a heart. No technical analysis, no public disappointment, just love. That is a lesson for every sports parent, every sports mom, and every sports dad. When our children suffer a painful loss, they are watching you. They are watching your face. They are watching your body language. They are listening to what you say. Even if they never verbalize it, they never vocalize it, they are asking, are you still proud of me? They are asking, did I embarrass you? They are asking, did I disappoint you? They are asking, are you angry? They are asking, am I still enough when I lose? Your athlete may forget the exact score years from now. They will never forget the ride home and how you made them feel. That does not mean that we never discuss performance with our athletes. It means love is never placed on the scoreboard. I feel like we might need to go over this one again. This one is critical. This one is critical. Number 5 is critical. Do we need to go over number 5 again? Give me a 5 if we need to do 5 again. Because I need you to really get this one in your spirit. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. Do I need to go over that again? Does anybody have any questions about that one? Because that's a big one. Okay, we're going over it again. We're going over it again. Lashandra says that's huge. I tell my son, I'll get back to that, Yvonne. Okay, number 5. We're going to redo this one. Thank you, Robin, for pinning it. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. After the match, Coco's mother publicly shared a smiling photo of her daughter with a heart. No technical analysis, no public disappointment, just love. When your children suffer a painful loss, they are watching your face. They're asking, are you still proud of me? Did I embarrass you? Did I disappoint you? Are you angry? Am I still enough when I lose? You and home must remain emotionally safe for your athlete, even when the game, the field, the court was brutal. That does not mean that you never discuss performance. It means love is never placed on the scoreboard. That's number 5, y'all. That's a big one. That's a big one. Number 6. Number 6. What sports parents must understand about losing. We are at number 6. A breakthrough can still end in heartbreak. A breakthrough can still end in heartbreak. Parents often think progress should feel good. Parents often believe progress should feel good. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes progress does not feel good. Coco achieved her best Wimbledon result, became the youngest active player since 2007 to reach the semifinals at all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. And she showed herself that she could compete deep into Wimbledon, yet the tournament still ended painfully. Both things can be true, guys. Both things can be true. Your child made tremendous progress, yay, and your child is devastated by the outcome. Do not rush your child immediately into gratitude. Do not immediately say, at least you made it this far. You should be proud. There's always next year. Everything happens for a reason. Give your athletes, let them have some space. Give their disappointment some space to breathe, some room to breathe, some time to breathe. Let them sit with it for a minute. You do not have to talk your child out of their feelings in order to give them perspective. I think it's really important, and this was not something that I always knew. I had to learn this, but I think it's very important that we help our children to be able to identify their feelings and sit with them. Because if they don't know how to do that, then as they get older and get into different situations, they'll always be rushing to try to make the best decision or to fix or to get rid of the feeling that they're experiencing. You got to experience the feeling, learn how to process it and move through it, right? Let them give their disappointment room to breathe. Then later, help them see the growth. Not immediately, but later, help them see the growth. We do not have to talk our children out of their feelings in order to give them perspective. Yes. Process them. They need to learn not to be reactionary right away. Yes, Yvonne. Progress may not always feel good. A breakthrough can still end in heartbreak. Absolutely. And then number 7, guys, number 7, the last lesson I have for you today as to why, and then I'm happy to take questions, as to what we need to be teaching our athletes about losing. Number 7, the goal, guys, in raising champions and being an elite. The goal is not to eliminate pressure. The goal is not to eliminate pressure. The goal is for our athletes to become better inside of pressure. I feel like that was pretty good. I feel like I need some hearts. The goal is not to eliminate pressure. It is to become better inside of pressure. Coco admitted that she panicked during a critical moment. That honesty matters. Even a 2-time Grand Slam champion can feel rushed, uncertain, or overwhelmed when everything is on the line. Parents sometimes say, and maybe you've said this, don't be nervous. But nerves are normal. Nerves are normal. A better message is you can be nervous and still compete. You can be nervous and still compete. Recognize that nervousness and move through it. Mental toughness is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to make the next decision while emotion is present. The only way The only way athletes learn to handle pressure is by experiencing pressure. You cannot rescue your athletes from every close game, from every difficult coach, from every uncomfortable role, new position, high stakes moment, and expect them to develop composure. You can't do it. They gotta go through it, guys. They gotta go through it. You were there to support them, but the goal is not to pave the road ahead so that it is all nice and smooth and there are no bumps. No, the goal is to teach your kid, to support your kid, to love them around the potholes and the bumps on the road. When things don't go their way and when they lose. The only way athletes learn to handle pressure is by experiencing pressure. Period. Period. We cannot rescue them from every close game, every difficult coach, every mean teammate, every new position, uncomfortable role, or high stakes moment, and still expect them to develop composure. Y'all hear me? This is what we must teach our children. The moment may hurt. It definitely hurts. The moment it hurt. She was devastated. She was hurt. The moment may hurt. The mistake may matter. The loss is real. But none of it has the authority to define your child's worth. None of it. Our job is not to raise athletes who never experience heartbreak or loss or devastation. Our job is to raise athletes who know who they are after heartbreak arrives. That's it. Because heartbreak is coming. They're not going to make every team. They're not going to be a starter on every team. They will get cut. They will be on the bench. They will not be the MVP. They will not be recruited by certain schools. They will have coaches tell them no. They will not get an A in every class. They will lose friends. Our job is not to raise athletes who never experience heartbreak. Our job is to raise athletes who know who they are after heartbreak arrives. That's my message this morning, guys. Those are the 7 things all sports parents can learn from losing. 7 things all sports parents need to make sure they are teaching their athletes, right? This is the Morning Huddle, daily coaching for sports parents. My name is Cinnamon. I am the D1 mom. My husband and I have raised 3 Division I full ride athletes. And I am in this space now to encourage you, inspire you, teach you to lead your home an athlete like a champion. PO Baseball Mama 27, I tell my son he needs to come up with 3 positives that he can tell me that he did, even if there's an L. That is correct. And do you know why that's so powerful? Do you know why that's so powerful? Because the human brain is designed so that when we fail, when we lose, we automatically focus on that. We automatically focus on that result. That's not helpful. Start by rewiring your kid's brain to find the positives before I start dogging myself out, telling me what I didn't do, what I should have done, why we lost, why we're the worst, yada yada yahtzee. Before you do that, you make your kid list 3 things that they did well. 3 things that they did a good job at, and then we can look at opportunities to improve. Hayden says, great message. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate that. Stephanie, good morning, Stephanie. Welcome to the Morning Huddle Daily Coaching for Sports Parents. I have an incoming 6th grader who has amazing football skills. Is he too young to be put out there? 6th grader? No. 6th grade is not too young. In my recruiting handbook, Stephanie, the timeline starts in 7th grade. The timeline starts in 7th grade. So while you're thinking that you may be too early, you are borderline to being late. So no, you're not too early, friend. Caleb the Contender says, beautiful message today. Thank you. Caleb, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support, Caleb. Thank you. Let me screenshot that. Wonderful. Thank you. Oh, Lex, Disney Sport. Oh, Disney/Sport, Mama. Good morning, Lex. How are you? Welcome to the Morning Huddle. I don't think I've seen you here before. Great to see you. I love Disney. I love Disney too, girl. I guess I could be a Disney/Sports Mama. Awesome. Let me get through these. She said, look, I needed this message for me too. It's, this message, guys, this has been on my heart for a while because last week, that was the number one thing I really took away from the World Cup match that Cooper and I went to, is how everybody, and there were 69,000 people attending that match. But it was such an incredible environment to be in. And people were very passionate about their teams. They wanted their teams to win, but they understood somebody is going to lose. This will not end in a tie. Somebody is going to lose. And some days your team wins. Some days your team loses. But they were so in love with the sport, so in love with the game of soccer, of football, that they were in heaven being in that environment. And I said, this is really powerful. I do not know that I have ever been to an event in the United States, primarily Americans, that could just coexist with rival fans, cheer passionately for their teams, and not end up in a fight. And I said, in America, we do not teach our kids, we don't teach our adults that somebody is going to win and somebody is going to lose. But that does not mean that you need to be angry at the team that won. It doesn't mean that there are no victories in that defeat. Kingdom Assigned, I will download this. She says, I wish this was recorded. I missed it. I will download this because I have learned how to do that. I will download this and put it on my YouTube channel, which is the same name, Raising Champions. The soccer fans, yes. Where's this mess? Jess, good morning. Good morning, Miss Cinnamon. Thank you for your words of wisdom. We as sports parents need this. Jess, thank you. I wasn't, I wanted to share this. And you know what it really is, guys? I know for several months, I have been on here talking about recruiting. Recruiting is a major part of parent leadership, sport parent leadership. but there's so much more. There are a lot of people, a lot of places you can get recruiting information. There are a lot of places you can get recruiting information. And I'm happy to talk about it and share that with you. But what my heart is really about is leadership for sports parents. Leadership for sports parents, because it's a tricky world. Sports, youth sports is a tricky world, and we need help. Sports parents, sports moms, and sports dads need help navigating that space, learning that space, navigating it, and mastering it. Yes. So, sports parent leadership is what I'm here to do. This is the Morning Huddle every weekday at 9:15 a.m. Daily coaching for sports parents. Your kids have coaches and trainers, and now so do you. Let me get through these. Hayden says, when it comes to soccer, it's on another level. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was heartbroken for what was the match? What was the match I watched? It was my man Erling, Norway. Who did Norway play? Hey, Kimberly, thank you for the gift, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Anyhow, when Erling Haaland, I really like him. I learned a lot about him as a player. I learned a lot about his family during the World Cup. And I was devastated when when his team lost. And then I saw pictures of him crying after the match. And I was devastated. But you know what? I decided I would focus on, they lost to England, yes, that I would focus on just the joy that I received from being introduced. I had never heard of him before this World, because I'm not a big soccer fan, had never heard of him. So I have been introduced to another great athlete, and I will be following him from now on. I will never forget what he made me feel. This World Cup 2026, he is an extraordinary human being, phenomenal based on what I've learned, phenomenal based on what I have learned. And then, of course, they lost to England, and England was the team that I got to see when Cooper and I went to Atlanta for the World Cup match. To see England in the Final Four, and to know that I watched them in person, and I got to see Harry Kane score, and I got to see Jude Bellingham, and what's number 7's name? Saka. Like, phenomenal. Phenomenal. We could all learn a lot. We could all learn a lot from the World Cup. A lot of fantastic parenting lessons. Erling Haaland. His name is Erling Haaland, who had the genetics. He did win the genetic lottery because his dad was a big time soccer star, and his mom was a heptathlete. So he had some elite genes. He had some elite genes. Hayden says, Sin, I have to get you caught up with the soccer players. He's so funny and lovable. Cooper is doing that. Cooper is a huge soccer fan. So, like, when we were at the England Congo match, he's like, say, oh my gosh, come on, let's go, Harry Kane. And boom, Harry Kane scores once. Boom, Harry Kane scores twice. Bring in Saka. Like, I've learned so much. I have learned so much about it. I'm thinking about maybe aligning myself with a team or two for the next season. Then y'all gonna really be sick of me when the next World Cup comes around. All right. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions before we get out of here today? I just wanted to come on here, share share these lessons, what we need to learn about losing, and to share with our athletes about losing, and to let you guys know that we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. We are headed into more parent leadership. Parent leadership. Any questions today? Any questions today about anything? I feel like I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of interaction. I know y'all are there listening, but it's difficult when I'm on this side and I only see Robin. He says, just pick France. You can't go wrong. Now, obviously, I did know of Mbappe from the last World Cup, right? Kelsey, good morning. Happy Monday, Miracle Monday. Good morning, Huddle family. I'm late, friend. You're okay, You're okay, Kelsey. You're okay. Don't worry about it. Today we talked about 7 lessons that sports parents need to understand about losing. It was one of my best messages. I'm going to download it. I am going to download it and I am going to post it to my YouTube. Missy said today's info was much needed after a live period weekend. Which one of the lessons, Missy, did you find most helpful with you trying to basically not rehash, but what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to kind of understand what the live period was like for your child. Missy, are you the family that was headed to Puma live period in Virginia? Was that you, Missy? What are your big takeaways? What are your takeaways from the live period? Sports parent leadership, yes. Keto, good morning, friend. How are you? I was saying I learned of Mbappe, a few years ago. And then prior to this World Cup, I learned about Lamine Yamal. Amazing. Just turned 19, I think, like yesterday or recently. Just turned 19 and an international star. Missy, okay, I'm waiting to hear back from Missy. No questions. This was good. Thank you, Amina. Hayden says, we are here just soaking in today's message. Kimberly says, if you pick a soccer team to follow, I'd recommend going to see a game in that country. Honestly, Kimberly, I love the idea of that. I don't know if I could take it. I literally almost there have been several games, several matches in this World Cup where I was like, I cannot take it. And that caused me, I did a post about soccer, for goalie moms. I needed to know, how are they coping? How are you not having a heart attack every game? It's too much. It's too much. I have a newfound respect for my goalie mom, for goalkeeper moms. Yeah. Missy says, no, we are New Balance, just left St. Louis. Very good. Yeah, all these lessons apply. All these lessons apply. Which one, number 5, Missy said. I believe number 5 was my favorite. Number 5. Your response becomes part of your child's memory of the loss. After the match, Coco's mother publicly shared a smiling photograph of her daughter with a heart. No technical analysis, no public disappointment, just love. That's a lesson for every sports mom and sports dad. When your child suffers a painful loss, they are watching your face. Even if they never say it, even if they never verbalize it, what they are asking when they are searching your face, are you still proud of me? Did I embarrass you? Did I disappoint you? Are you angry? Am I still enough when I lose? Your athlete may forget the exact score years from now. They may never forget how you made them feel, what they saw when they looked at your face. That does not mean we do not ever discuss performance. It means love is never placed on the scoreboard. Number 5 was good. Missy says we're heading to Memphis Wednesday, in New Orleans week after next. Listen, first of all, Missy, enjoy that. That would be great. I got some restaurant recommendations for New Orleans. If you need them, I'm happy to share them. I don't have any from Memphis, but I'm happy to share that my niece reached her goal of making the open level team. Wait a minute, Amina, during tryouts. Congratulations. Where's my sounds? These people, they are playing with me today. Ooh, they playing with me. Hold on. I need to find my sounds. That's not it. That's not it. That's it. Congratulations. That is thrilled. I'm happy for Nisi. I'm happy for you. I know you guys have been locked in, and that is a wonderful accomplishment. That is wonderful. Lex, my Disney sports mama, says my daughter had club tryouts yesterday, her second season. I had the chills watching and I was crying. What was going on, girl? Just watching her do her thing? Is that what it was? It was overwhelming, was emotional for you? Watching your heart beat out there? Is that what it was? She pushed herself so hard and made the highest rank on her team level, was so proud. As you should be. As you should be. Guys, this teaching our children to compete, teaching our children to compete is one of the greatest gifts that you can give them through sports. Not just teaching them to compete, but teaching them to embrace competition, to push themselves, to set goals, but not tie their identity up in those goals. Good morning, Dimitri. I'm always showing up late. LOL. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, friend. I am going to download this morning's morning huddle. I'm going to download today's morning huddle and upload it to YouTube. My YouTube channel is Raising Champions. So listen, parent leadership. We're talking about some people that are making teams, traveling, and I had an idea last night as I was drifting off to sleep, and I don't know yet if it's a great idea, but I wanted to mention it to you before we get offline. I have built a reasonable amount of success online. I have grown a community from 0 to over 125,000 people. I have created some digital products that I sell. And I was thinking, one of the biggest issues that I hear about from you guys, from Raising Champions, my Raising Champions community, is money, is the cost of youth sports, the cost of club sports, of travel ball, of AAU, right? We talk about the cost a lot. What if I did a workshop where I help you come up with ways, ideas of services that you can offer that will help generate income for you to help offset these costs and give you a little bit of flexibility in your scheduling. I'm not saying I'm gonna teach you, you how to make $10,000 a month and quit your job and just be able to travel with your kid to all their tournaments. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you all have skills, you all have gifts, you all have an opportunity where you can be a creator and make some money to help offset some of these expenses. And when you are not so stressed and worried about money in terms of being able to afford coaches, private trainers, skilled trainers, whether to fly in the morning of or leave the same night because you don't want to pay for the hotel or it's cheaper. When you have a little bit of flexibility in your budget, that makes the experience less stressful. And then also you are not so consumed with we spent all this money. We got, these bills coming up next week and y'all out here getting mollywop, getting barbecued. Like you can kind of relax a little bit. So I've worked with about 4 other people in identifying opportunities for them to make digital products that they can market through social media, to make some money to help with their expenses related to youth sports. If that's something you are interested in, I don't know, put a money bag or a dollar sign in, and it's going to be quickly. Like, I'm not going to try to perfect this. I want to just get the information out there. So, and then we can build on it from there. But I thought that might be helpful. So let me know if that is helpful. Happy tears. Okay, I love that for you, Lex. I love that for you. She put in the work in the background every day because she wants it. She is going to the University of Florida volleyball camp tomorrow. Exciting. Dimitri just subscribed on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, Shani Price, Jess, all for the workshop. Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Julie, Alex, Shani Price, Jess, 718, again for the win. Megan, yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I'll work on that today. Today is what, Monday? I'm going to plan to do this next week. Because it's summertime now. We got season. It's time to get going. We need to get some money together. And you're going to there's some work. This is not instant. Okay. Nothing that I teach is instant, y'all. There's a process. So let's plan to do this next week. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, guys. Anybody have any other questions for me? Anything else? Anybody else have anything they want to share? Raising Champions Morning Huddle is a safe space. I know things happen and you don't always have people to share the news with, right? Because the other parents are in competition with you. The other kids on the team are in competition with your kid. And you just may not have somebody to share your good news with. So this is your place to do that. Those of you who are making your kids are trying out for club teams and making the teams, I am happy for you. I am happy for you. I'm happy for your kids. I am excited to hear about the great seasons ahead. Anybody have anything else before we get out of here? All right. Thank you for the follow, Kyle Wilson 388. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Raising Champions community. I'm delighted to have you. Delighted to have you. User 422, my son was named #1 in Tennessee 2029. That is thrilling. That is thrilling. But let me tell y'all something. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. In fact, you could have a harder road ahead of you now, right? But we are going to celebrate this because it is an accomplishment. But understand, he still needs to do the work. You still need a recruiting plan more than ever. You need a recruiting plan more than ever. And then you also need to make sure, user 422, that you understand a lot of kids. Matter of fact, was just looking at the #1 basketball kids for the last, I think we were looking at 4 years ago. The draft class from 4 years ago, I think it was. The top 6, only 2 of them are still in the league. Nobody cares. Coaches do not care what your kid's ranking was their sophomore year, their freshman year. Coaches are not recruiting the best 10th grader, the best 9th grader. They're looking for kids that can make an impact on their college team. So your son needs to use this momentum, the momentum from being named top in the state, to fuel his recruiting. That's what needs to be happening. Being in these lives has been a great learning experience for me. That is wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Not good morning. Welcome. What is your thought about accepting a D2 offer the summer after your sophomore year, if you think you can make a D1 run? Well, I don't think that you should accept offers if you're not positive the school checks all of your boxes. This is, I teach, you need a recruiting plan. Not only do you need a recruiting plan, but you need a list of preferred schools. You need a list of preferred schools, and then you need to work that list. Is the D2 school on the list of preferred schools? Does it check all of your athletes' boxes? Can you afford it? Is it a full ride? If it checks all of the boxes, then I say go ahead and accept the offer. If it checks all the boxes, accept the offer. It could be, your kid could be a D2 level player. And so by telling the D2 no and waiting on the D1, you could be chasing smoke. We got to be honest about what's going on and what we're doing. Especially as it gets more and more competitive to get roster spots, to get scholarships. You need a plan more than ever. If you are ready to get serious about recruiting and creating a recruiting plan, I have a recruiting playbook that's available in my bio. Again, for the win says, I've invited other parents to the morning huddle and they haven't shown up yet. They are missing out. It's because everybody wants the result. Everybody wants they want to be a leader for their kids, their nieces, their nephews. They want their kid to have these opportunities, but they're not willing to learn the process. They're not willing to learn the process. In order to be really good at something, in order to be really good at recruiting, like I am, like Steve and I teach, the reason we are very good at it is because we sucked at it in the beginning. We did not know anything. We had to learn. There were a lot of bumps. But in order to be really good at anything, you got to be comfortable with being bad in the beginning. And a lot of people can't. They can't deal with that. And so they just figure, I'll avoid it. I'll wait. It's not time. We need better film. We need to be on a better team. All these excuses that don't do anything but delay their kids' recruiting journey. JM, hello. I want to share that my daughter is one of 5 black setters in 2027 headed. I love that. We need to know the school, JM. I need to know the school because I'm going to put that on my list and be sure to watch her. Be sure to watch her. I am so thrilled. I am so thrilled. I'm looking forward to the volleyball season this year. Looking forward to it. Alex, 12-year-old daughter, made our city's professional volleyball affiliated team again. Congratulations. Congratulations, Alex. This is exciting. This is exciting. Headed to Michigan. Hail to the victor, right? Michigan, Big Blue. Go Big Blue. Go Big Blue. We love that. I'm so excited for your daughter. You know what I'd like to do, and I've said this before, and I just haven't done it. I want to start featuring your wins. The things that we celebrate here on Morning Huddle, I want to feature you. I want to share you, the sports parent, not the athlete, the sports parent. I want to share you on my Raising Champions page and within my what is it called? Bulletin board here, my bulletin board. I have 15. If you're not a member of my bulletin board, can you do that? Can you follow and join that bulletin board? Because I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff there. I'm going to start using that bulletin board like as a larger morning huddle, but smaller than the 126,000 community of Raising Champions. But yeah, y'all deserve some recognition because I know the work you're putting in. I know the anxiety that you are working through. I know the sacrifices that you are making. Sakina says, son's sport is football, but he enjoys travel basketball. Would you do the travel ball? Your son is only in 7th grade, right, Sakina? I would do both. I would do both right now. I would do both. Where is that? If you go to my profile, so click the photo and it says Cinnamon B, D1 Mom, Raising Champions, and then click on my photo or click on my name, I think, and it'll take you to my page. And right underneath, you'll see like, I don't know, I might have to, oh, it says it's right there. When you click on my photo, it's Cinnamon B, D1 Mom. At the bottom, it says bulletin board, 1,498 members. Go there. Go there and join. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic, JM. I'm so excited. Go Blue. All right, guys. Sakina says, yes, thank you so much. It will not interfere with his trainings for football. Shani says, I think I found it. Thank you. Kimberly joined. Awesome. Awesome. We got a lot to do today. I want you to have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions during your day. Send me a DM if you do. The recruiting playbook is available at the link in my bio. Join the what is it called? The bulletin board. And I will work on this class for us, this master class for us, probably next week. I will work on the master class about digital products and ways that you can make money to help your athlete, to help yourself, so you can then enjoy their sports career a little bit more. All right, hands in. Raising Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Raising Champions. Wonderful. Have a blessed day. Raising Champions, says Yvonne. Blessings. Morning huddle. Raising Champions. Everyone have a great Monday, says Hayden. Thanks for your huddle. Enjoy your day, says Jess. Wonderful. Y'all are welcome. Have a great day. See you tomorrow at the morning huddle. Ciao.